Good morning, viewers. Welcome to Konasima Shorthand Classes. Get ready. Five seconds. Friends, I have great pleasure in inviting the private sector to involve itself in hydel power projects in Himachal Pradesh. I may tell you that the central government has approved this proposal in principle, though it has been possible for this state to generate hydel power required in the state. Further development in this regard will help to meet the ever increasing demand for power from the neighboring states as well. I would like to make it clear in this connection that only generation of hydel power would be left to the care of the private sector, and the distribution part of it would be handled by the state government. It is also my duty to point out that there is no need for any major dams for power generation, as the flow of rivers in hilly terrain is conducive for generation of power without heavy financial investment. Another welcome feature is that pollution could be totally averted. These are some of the salient features which I thought it better to bring to your notice. Now I shall try to explain the various steps being pursued by us for the promotion of tourism. We have decided to make tourism as a major industry. So, we have drawn up a master plan for developing tourism in a big way. I am glad that the Union government had agreed to project this state in the world tourism map and organize festivals in some European countries with a view to promote tourism in this state. I am happy to say that tourism has increased this year by 20%. I would invite private sector to involve itself in this regard by creating facilities for water sports and other entertainments which would attract tourists in larger number. We have suggested to the central government that the soft drink industry in the country should be asked to use compulsorily fruit juice to the extent of 20% in their products. This would go a long way in keeping farmers and also make the soft drinks more nutritious and also palatable. We reliably learn that the Union government is now considering our proposal favorably. Dear sirs, we have much pleasure in acknowledging the receipt of your letter of the 27th May enclosing a further order for iron pulleys on us. We greatly regret that we are unable to book this order at the price, as owing to the recent rise in the cost of raw materials, we have been compelled to advance our prices considerably since we last quoted you, and you will therefore kindly consider all our earlier catalogs as cancelled. We informed all our customers of these price advances by a circular letter dated the 20th April, but on reference to our register, we are sorry to find your name is not in the list. It must have been omitted through some mistake on the part of our staff, for which we tender our sincere apologies. We now enclose a copy of our new catalog and have marked the current prices of the pulleys you desire. All of these we can deliver from stock at any time convenient. However, should these quotations exceed your estimates, may we direct your attention to our another pulley, which is well made and finished, but of a simpler design, thus enabling us to place it on the market at a slightly cheaper cost. We have no hesitation whatever in thoroughly recommending either make of pulley for the kind of work you require. However, in order to enable you arrive at a quick decision, we are deputing our works manager with a sample of this pulley for demonstration at your factory. Hoping to hear from you in due course, and thanking you, we remain yours truly. Dear sirs, as you may be aware, we have been contemplating for some time past a reduction in the price of kerosene locally available, and have also to some extent raised the hopes of the consumers for early relief. But the sudden outbreak of the war, we regret to say, has so totally altered the situation that we are obliged to go into the whole question of price reduction again. It need hardly be pointed out that when we do so, we may have to take into account several factors, the most important of which, of course, being the need to conserve as much oil as possible for the war effort, while striving at the same time to make available to the consuming public kerosene at reasonable prices and in reasonable quantities. While the consumers, we hope, may not be required to pay more than what they now pay, any possible reduction without considering in detail all aspects of the trade might even cut into the margin now allowed to the distributors and dealers. Therefore, it has become very necessary on our part to consult all our distributors and dealers before taking a final decision in the matter. There is no recognized body at present to represent the consumer's interests, and it is hoped that before forming your own opinions on the question of margin now allowed, you will go into the capacity of the consumer to pay a higher price, which may perhaps be necessary if the distributors and dealers insist on the present rate of margin to be continued. Thanking you, yours faithfully, for Malati Trading Company, partner.